Hello!
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Three Donkeys podcast. If you are watching this on video, you may notice something weird. Me and Bales are in the same location. That is because there is currently a 60-year-old woman from Trinidad living in my office at home. We will get into that in a moment here. But as always,
There's one upstairs, too. There's one upstairs in my house.
I'm joined, as always, by Bales and Peter. Let's start with Peter out in Denver. Peter, what's going on?
Just got back from some physical therapy earlier in the afternoon. My physical therapist is always interested in our prop bets. I've seen all of them, saw the video with Bass and the frying pan too. And I told him I needed to get stronger at pull-ups to compete against Bales. And Bales sent me these pictures when he was absolutely jacked. And I said, this is what I'm competing against. And Levitan was complaining it's hard to get in the shot. I can see why. Next to those guns, I mean, I don't know. I'm still scarred from getting just torched in Florida when Bales destroyed us left hand.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get in the frame here. We're trying to fit two people on Bales is broken. When you're a regular employee like Bales, you can't afford a new laptop. You got to beg the company to buy you a new laptop. Bales is sporting a Microsoft from 2004 with a broken screen. Bales,
Peter knows.
Oh, I know all about it. Have you seen his other laptop, Levitan? It weighs more than you. His other laptop literally weighs more than you do.
I was gonna bring it down, but it's like a big, it's like a workout. Yeah. I mean, I love this computer. What are you talking about? It's a great computer. We were just debating the Mac versus PC thing. You're a Mac guy, right?
Yeah, I'm a Mac guy. I had some issues with my computer back in the day trying to complete the 6, 12, 18, 24 challenge. Got some viruses on my computer. Went to a Mac, and I've never had problems. So Macs are great. I've been a Mac guy for a long time.
A Mac is a great computer to not get any viruses because no one ever uses them, so no one's trying to hack them.
Oh, gosh, here we go. I mean, yeah, I'm a Mac guy. Levitan, you're a PC guy, right?
No, I'm all Mac. Yeah, I actually go through computers a lot though, so I try to buy this might be negative EV, but I buy these Mac Minis, and I have a nice monitor that I've had for a long time, like a 30-inch monitor. And then I just keep buying these Mac Minis and hooking them up to the monitor. So anytime something goes wrong with my Mac Mini, I just throw it in the trash can, buy a new one. They're not that expensive. It works really well, and I don't have a lot of stuff saved to my hard drive. I just need to be able to be on the internet hardcore. So yeah, I don't know. This is
I think that's smart.
Yeah. Anyways, the reason that a woman from Trinidad is living in my house, in my office right now, is because we missed last week, did have another kid. And I've spent a lot of money on stupid shit in my life, for sure. This money that I'm spending on this woman from Trinidad is the best dollar that I have ever spent in my entire life. This woman is the absolute stone nuts. Since we've had the kid, which was 7 days ago, I've gotten more sleep than I've gotten in the last, 3 years. This woman handles the baby at all times. My wife she walks up the stairs in the middle of the night, walks up to my wife, taps on the shoulder, said, "You have to feed him now." My wife feeds him. She turns around, goes right back to bed. The woman from Trinidad turns around, takes care of the baby for the rest of the night. She's up all day with the baby also. This woman doesn't sleep. She's like the Terminator. So yes, is she very expensive? Yes. Is it worth every penny? Yes. So if you guys don't know what a baby nurse is, I didn't either with my first kid, but it could not be recommended more. It's just absolutely a game changer. My wife only booked this one for a week. I said, why the hell didn't you get her for a fucking year? Please, God, get this woman for a year. This is the best thing ever. So yeah, things are going well there, but unfortunately I can't do any work because she's in my office. So I've been a little bored, but it is what it is.
That's absolutely incredible, Levitan. You can become the biggest affiliate for these. What's the term that what's her term that she's not under? Baby nurse.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Good affiliate.
That does sound.
If I brought up the term affiliate link to her head would just explode.
Well, in all seriousness, congrats on the baby, man. And you're 2-0, like you mentioned on Twitter. I mean, Gender Labs is the stock is rising. I mean, 2 healthy babies, you got to be feeling good, getting sleep.
Yeah. People think that, two babies, you have a 25% chance anyways. Maybe that's true, and maybe I have to keep going to prove it. But, as we rack up more and more clients as a business here, we'll be able to have more and more results and hashtag screenshots. So we all know what sells in this game anyways. It's all about hashtag screenshots. And so I provided my first one, and we'll go from there.
Gender Labs will provide a 50.0001% chance of a man. That's a guarantee. That's a long time.
Wow. So good. Are you guys gonna get to play some racquetball? Are you gonna go to WeWork? I mean, what's the deal? What are you doing to get out of the house? You got this person taking care of the baby. Like,
while I have this woman, I'm free 24/7. So yeah, let's play racquetball tomorrow. I can do anything. Let's hang out. I can do anything. Once this woman leaves, I'm gonna try to find another one that may be just for night. So there's baby nurse, which is 24/7, and then there's night nurse. Like she can show up to your house at like 7 p.m., leave at 7 a.m., which would also be,
Are there any that can stay in the entire day? And at a discount?
Yeah, there's different price ranges, but like with anything, I always subscribe to the theory, like the more expensive it is, the better. So when someone's taking care of your kid, like I tried to find the most expensive baby nurse. So yeah, I mean, I trust this woman completely. Like she's downstairs in the first floor with my kid. Me and my wife are upstairs all night. Like we just met this woman 2 days ago. We met the baby 2 days ago. We met the nurse 2 days ago, and she's just with him. She's with him 24 hours. We haven't even met the kid. So yeah, no, it's really good. But yeah, I can play racquetball anytime. My finger's getting a little bit better. So yeah, I beat Bales 2-1 last time before you guys left for Vegas. 2-1, which felt good to get back on the track. So yeah, things are good.
Oh yeah,
He did.
Big comeback. I think I was down like 14-8 or something in the game 3.
You were about 99% to win.
Bales, the fatigue set in for Bales.
I literally couldn't
do. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into the crypto segment of the program?
No, just congrats and another great slump, but that's good ROI. Convenience and having your sanity, sleep. I mean, those are the best things to invest in the world.
Yeah, no, highly recommended. Yeah, and I'm actually going to do a podcast because I have a lot more to say about the whole baby nurse and baby thing. I'm going to do a podcast about it on the edge. Just a solo pod for all the upcoming dads and current dads out there for some GTO strat.
After
all that.
Being through it once.
Yeah.
You know everything.
Twice. Yeah.
No, I mean, having already been through it, this is your second time.
Yeah. A lot of strat. Speaking of crypto, I know Peter want to talk about the Robinhood thing. Bales had an interesting tweet that went out, I think raised a lot of people's eyebrows. Why don't we start with Peter and Robinhood news? For people that don't know what Robinhood is, Peter, why don't you explain?
Yeah, Robinhood's a really cool app that was initially built for trading traditional equities. The big perk with Robinhood is you don't pay fees on your trades, and they're getting into crypto. And they've already had 1 million people sign up, say they're interested in trading crypto. And I think it's a really big sign for the industry. I think it could be really disruptive to Coinbase. And yeah, I just think this could be a year where we see a lot of different things happen to the industry. But one thing I'm pretty confident that'll happen is more traditional finance, and people that were interested in that realm are definitely starting to get engaged and looking more at crypto or investing in crypto. So I think it's a good sign. There's obviously a lot of interest, and I think a lot of people in the crypto community want to see Coinbase disrupted a bit.
So for people not that into crypto, it is not that easy, or there aren't that many competitors, I guess I would say, Bales, for turning USD into crypto, right? There's a ton of exchanges for turning BTC and trading Ethereum and whatever else you want against other cryptos. There's not that many for USD. There's Gemini, there's Coinbase, and Coinbase comes with massive fees, and that's why this Robinhood thing is so appealing. Do you think Robinhood will have an impact on the market? One thing I noticed is I looked at what Robinhood was listing. They're listing some smaller coins like OMG. I saw was listed on List. Yeah. So it's not just going to be the big ones like Coinbase only has 3.
I saw an interesting strategy, which was to basically just invest in those coins for 2018, which I think could make some sense. People are just going to get into those. Peter seemed excited about that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably sharp, but yeah, I think it's of course a good thing overall. I mean, Coinbase was the #1 app in the App Store for a while, which is kind of ridiculous, but it was the only place to go, and they've been charging some pretty crazy fees, and there's been some competition sort of, but the average person doesn't really know about it. They're just going to Coinbase. That's what they heard about. They're paying. They have no idea what the price of Bitcoin even is at a given time. They're just buying it. And so, yeah, any competition is good. You can have no fee trading, and it might still not be a good deal if they're setting the rate on what Bitcoin is. So if they're saying no fees, but Bitcoin is 13K right now, then so we'll see about that, I guess. But I expect more competitors coming soon, and it's of course a huge positive for crypto overall.
Coinbase had $1 billion in revenue last year, according to an article that I read last week, which is just totally absurd. I mean, Coinbase not only fucks you on the price when you buy, but they also take fees, which is just totally absurd. The crypto market lately has been extremely quiet. Like everything is just flat the last couple weeks. Bales, you want to talk about your tweet at all, or you want to just push that to the back burner?
No, I mean, I tweeted if there's any good crypto writers out there, people who have experience in the space, people who have experience writing, who have traded, whatever, to send samples to me, Jonathan at Fantasy Labs. And we are working on a project. I won't reveal what exactly right now, but we'll definitely need some content and really sharp crypto minds to be involved with that.
Yeah, if you're not already hashtag too rich. All right, you want to talk about the Vegas trip? You guys were out in Vegas. You made another prop bet with Joey. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. He's drawing stone dead on the Mandarin. Now he's going back to the well. He's going to be into you guys for like a Mercedes C-Class before this whole thing is done. Why don't you give an update on the Mandarin bet and what the new bet is?
Update on the Mandarin bet is that Joey, we got a suite at Aria on Sunday to watch the championship games, and Joey came over with a girl. I believe she was Taiwanese, poker player, and he introduced her as his language coach, and not a great sign.
Yeah, we were confident before that.
She then said that the amount of Mandarin he's learned is this.
That's zeros for those of you guys listening to the podcast.
What percent chance is she angling us, Bales? Like 10%?
Yeah, she's smart.
What is she at? Why was she angling?
Smart. To help Joey.
There wouldn't be any incentive though. You have the bet. That's it.
I think there might. I think she's more than a language coach. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not zero. It's probably like 2 or 3%.
Yeah, I don't think she was.
I don't think she was either. But there's some chance, right?
Obviously there's some chance. I thought it was hilarious though. Introduced as the language coach. If you've been following Joey on Twitter, he's gotten into crypto. He seems like he's playing poker all the time. Like I was feeling great about him not learning Mandarin. I mean, I thought he was in really big trouble, and then he shows up with the Taiwanese poker player introduced as a language coach. I'm like, damn. But yeah, it was another classic fun night. We hopped on a Periscope, watching football, and had some drinks, and of course, some props started to flow. And I guess that was not the best word, but Bales, why don't you tell us what happened?
We were talking about the 612 challenge that I'm gonna win at 10-1 that we booked, and Joey, we just got into the masturbation portion of that, and Joey said that he's a big time masturbator. He's really into porn, and that he could jack off 24 times in one day
in a 24-hour period.
Yeah. We said no, you can't. And so there's money at $6,900 is on the line for him to jack off, and Levitan is actually the official verifier.
Oh God. I don't know.
We told you about this, Levitan. I think this is the interesting part. So we told you about this. I mean, at the time, I was feeling really confident. Again, looking on Google, trying to find any sort of data on like world records. And Joey just acts like he has a huge problem. Like porn is like a real vice for him. That he's like, he obviously did a bet before where he quit watching porn, and starting to get a little nervous. I mean, he had a lot of conviction that he thinks he can do it. Like it was going to be no problem, but seems pretty outrageous.
Yeah. It seemed like a lock, and then his confidence was so ridiculous. We're like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah. to be clear, I didn't get a piece of the Mandarin bet, which was just a stone lock. At least I got a third of this jacking off bet, which is also a stone lock for our side. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. 24 times, his dick is going to be shriveled. He's not going to, dry coming is like, you want to be able to dry cum. You want to be able to get hard by the end. I can almost guarantee it. The bet should be, can he get hard for like 20 times? Because there's almost no way. He has no shot whatsoever.
Dude, he wanted to bet us that he could come 10 times in an hour.
Yeah, that was another one. We wanted that one. That was the stone lock.
That was the actual lock.
I mean,
that one I would have bet my life savings on. I would have just gone all in.
What a life. Who gets this kind of action? What a life. It's like I came back to NBA a little bit this week and I was posting and like I was selling so much head-to-head. Like I guess people don't recognize my name because I haven't played NBA all year. So like it's just like I'm getting this unbelievable action compared to other people. It's like you guys go to Vegas and just get a stone lock bet against Joey every single time you go out there. It's like an ATM machine.
What's funny is he acts like it's the same way. He's like I don't know when these fish are going to stop coming around and giving me these prop bets. He thinks
he said this is the best bet he's ever booked. This is the best one. He said he might have jacked off 24 times in a 24-hour period on his own, just like not even like.
Okay, I don't want to.
I think he's probably done it like 16, and he's overestimating like how easy it is to go up to 24.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. People don't realize you're not counting; you're just enjoying yourself. You don't. It's not 24. You know what I mean? It's so absurd. Yeah. Before this turns into a masturbation podcast, I think we should move on. We've talked about masturbation. Although I will say, masturbation equals ratings. That's one thing that I've found. The more we talk about masturbation, the more popular the podcast is. So maybe we should just turn this into a total masturbation podcast. All right. Then we should talk about the Super Bowl because I am like shocked. Maybe you guys aren't. For the public to be on the underdog. For the public to be betting against Tom Brady and the Patriots is just a huge red flag for me. And I understand some sharp guys are on the Eagles as well. I am grabbing -4s with the Patriots wherever I can get them. Maybe I'm a fish, but every time the public is on the dog, that just seems crazy to me. Public bets the favorite. It's such an overwhelming rate. Last year I was on the Falcons. I know Peter was too. And that was more standard, right? Like the underdog against the Patriots, nobody's on them except for the Sharps. This year, the public is on the dogs against the Patriots. It's just shocking to me. Bales, you weren't shocked that it seems like everybody is on the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm hugely shocked. When we did the Periscope with Joey, the line was that at 5.5 at that point? And
5.5 and 6.
And I said I wanted the Patriots because I thought it was going to move the other direction.
Right.
Like I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if it's Patriots hate or what it is. But yeah, it's really surprising, and I like the Pats side.
So the other sick part is that like, what would the line be if Wentz was in, right? So there's two things. First of all, like everybody, the entire public, all the idiots bet against the Eagles twice, right? They bet the Falcons in the divisional round, and they bet the Vikings in the conference championship, lost their money. Now they're going to turn around and be like, oh, they burned me twice. They're good now. I'm gonna bet on the Eagles now. It's just totally chasing your tail. That's the first thing. The second thing is like, in terms of power rating perspective, what would the line be if Wentz was starting, right? Like it wouldn't be more than like Patriots by a field goal. So they're saying that Nick Foles is worth 1.5 points worse than Wentz.
Yeah, that's the thing for me though. I feel like Foles isn't actually that much worse.
No, stop.
No, I don't know that Foles is a bad quarterback. He had arguably the greatest efficiency season of any quarterback ever. He really did under Chip Kelly. And he had 2 bad games this year, one of which he played like a quarter, I think, against the Cowboys.
One game was windy too.
Yeah,
the Falcons game was super windy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a huge thing for your efficiency.
They wiped out 2 games, right?
Yeah. Had some horrible seasons. Those were with Jeff Fisher, but yeah, had a horrible season for the Rams. Yeah, you can almost throw out when you play for Jeff Fisher. But no, I would not. I think Carson Wentz is awesome. I would not compare them just from a mobility perspective, arm strength. I don't know.
I think Foles is pretty decent, but I think Wentz, like before the ACL surgery brought this up, there was a mock draft and you got the player for the rest of their career. Like you can lock him in. Wentz probably would have been the one pick. I mean, Rodgers still would be high, but he's getting old. Like Wentz with his
No way.
Yeah, I said Wentz too.
Who would you take over Wentz before the injury? Right now, you can take a player and you're basically guaranteed their career. Who would you take? Big premium.
The thing is that I differ from you guys. I probably don't take a quarterback. I take Jalen Ramsey or something like that.
I like Jalen Ramsey, but I think you got to take a quarterback.
If I have to take a quarterback,
I mean, you're insane for not taking quarterback. There's no way that's right.
well, if I'm in a draft format, then I would take a quarterback. But if it's just like I get any player and then I don't know.
If you were starting a team today and you had the number 1 overall pick and it was a draft,
of course you take a quarterback.
Right. What do you like, Peter? Did you bet the game yet? I mean, I already bet a bunch. I bet 4.5, and then I was like, man, there's 4s out there. Let me grab some 4s. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna end up with a ton on the Patriots. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, I like the Patriots side. I have a small investment as of now, but I don't have a lot of conviction on it. I mean, I think this Eagles team has been underrated. The other aspect of it, too, I mean, Peters went down. They have the linebacker, wasn't it Graham who went down with the Achilles, too? So
yeah, Jordan Hicks, their middle linebacker.
Yeah, Hicks, sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's been a brutal season for them injury-wise, and the line's moving towards them, you know? I mean, I guess maybe recency bias is a big part of that. That could be the other thing. You know, they just crushed the Vikings, and the Patriots barely win. I don't know. Yeah. The other thing, too, there's a lot of angles here, but – the props are probably still the most exciting aspect. I mean, it's great just seeing all these things. Bales obviously is super into some of the weird props. So I'll probably have more invested in the props than I do actually a side, but I definitely will have a side in this game.
Yeah. Before we get to props, last point, I think Foles and the Eagles were helped tremendously by the home field advantage here in Philly. I mean, like when you put Matt Ryan on the road, when you put Case Keenum on the road, they turn into average quarterbacks at best. I think the Eagles were really helped by that. Now they're going up to a dome where Tom Brady has huge splits. Shout out to Ian Hartitz, who is actually a regular employee of the Action Network, tweeted out the splits there for Tom Brady in a dome. So I just think it's a really good spot for the Patriots. But yeah, let's move on to props. I saw one that stood out to me, not an eccentric prop, but a normal prop. The number of Eagles players to get a rush, to record a rushing attempt, was over under 5.5. The Eagles do not employ a fullback. The Eagles have run some reverses with Aguilar. Foles isn't mobile. He probably, you can project him for 1, but even project Foles for 1, I still only come up with 5. So I thought the under there was somewhat interesting. I know Bales wrote an article about props. You like Bales? Why don't you talk to the people about finding an edge in props?
Yeah, I mean, just from an EV perspective, the long shot props that are in favor of the favorite, so no OT, no safety. I think those are probably the best bets. Specifically, no OT this year, I think, is the best bet that you can make. You have to lay pretty big price, so you're maybe paying like 900 to win 100 or whatever. But I think that's probably the best long-term investment. And then the fun ones. What?
I was just going to say, we bet those last year. We also bet no 2-point conversion. Like, those were like some of my biggest investments last year.
No 2 points seems to be closer to efficient this year.
Yeah. They're correlated though. Like
one that I've ever seen, actually. No OT is like, it's like 3 degrees off from where it's crazy, given the line and everything.
Because the public just takes on those. The public always wants to just lay a little bit to win a lot. You know what I mean? They're never going to lay 900 to win 100.
Yeah. So, those are locks. Of the fun ones, if you can get a bet that there's no liquid at all poured on the coach, I think that's a good one.
What? Who doesn't get liquid poured on them?
Bill Belichick last year had no liquid.
Really?
Yeah, I bet on it and it pushed. And now they're offering no liquid at 15-1 last time I saw it. And I think the past 3 Super Bowls, he's had no liquid, maybe 4. He's had no liquid poured on him twice. So there's some decent chance. The Eagles poured yellow Gatorade on Peterson last week, but in week 1 they poured Gatorade on Peterson and it was orange. Mm-hmm. So orange might be an underrated color. Shout out Big Cat on the PMT podcast. I heard that week one stat. That was good. And then I like the under in the national anthem at 2 minutes, just with the odds. I think most people are betting over there. Probably goes over, but you're getting like plus 160 or something now in the under at 2 minutes with Pink's national anthem. And then there's
what historical data do we have on Pink over there, Bales?
As far as I can tell, no one has she has not sung the national anthem. There's some comps out there with her songs. I don't see anything that is the past 12 years. I believe the national anthem has gone on average 158. The past 3 years, it's been higher, around 206 or something. But I don't see anything that suggests that she should be like above or below 2 minutes. So I just take the odds there.
Like it.
Any other props you like, Peter?
I was looking at some Nelson Aguilar props that I think are interesting. He's the one player that kind of stood out to me. There's a couple interesting props on Gronk. I've seen some mild arbitrage between some of these places. Mostly you're firing the unders on a lot of these specific player props. Aguilar's the one that I saw where he's 3.5 catches most places, and I saw an over on 3 catches that I thought was pretty intriguing. But markets are getting more efficient. There's some edges betting early on these props. In general, the player props, you want to be betting the no or the unders. But yeah, I don't know. This game is the one aspect that I think Levitan, you definitely must like the big edge that the Patriots have versus the Eagles is their passing game versus the secondary for the Eagles. So that does make me a little concerned because normally I'd be taking some of these unders. Yeah,
totally. One prop that I usually like to bet a lot is will there be a score in the last 2 minutes of the first half? And it used to be you could get like even money or craziness on that. Now it's minus 300, which is like shows you how much the NFL has changed and everything. But like you have to lay 3-1 under there will be a score at the end of the first half. I think that those are probably the right odds now, but you used to be able to find edges and stuff like that. But as Peter said, as with most markets, it's getting more efficient. If you listen to Chad Millman and Scooch's pod, but now the Buffet, they talk a lot about these props and stuff like that and how the books end up with almost as much action on props as they do on the sides and the total in the game. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Definitely a lot of opportunity there. But, yeah, you got to bet them early before the juice moves because a lot of times if you get a good one now, you're laying like minus 140, minus 160 to get it. All right, do we want to do picks for the Super Bowl while we're talking about this?
It sounds like we're both on the Patriots.
Yeah.
You have more conviction than I do. I think at 4 it's fantastic. I feel like I feel good as long as it's not 6 for the Patriots. That's the scenario where I thought where the line would be. So it is a weird spot. Bales, do you have an opinion on the side, or would you rather take a over under on the game?
No, I mean I'm gonna bet the Patriots.
Yeah, so we're not making picks.
Yeah,
no, we're not doing.
Are there any props that I like that you disagreed with?
No, I mean those are the ones that we had. That last year we had those, and they had a ton of unders. I mean last year the unders were incredible, and the unders still hit for the most part. I mean obviously guys like James White smashed it, but like LeGarrette Blount rushing yards and all these different things that really I thought were really strong last year. And then unfortunately the overtime killed just a lot of things, mostly the 2-point conversion, no overtime. No missed extra point is another one that I thought, laying was interesting. Last year that was good.
That changed. I think that the money's actually on missing an extra point now.
Yeah. It's fun though. I love this stuff.
It is fun.
No, it's great. All right. We got a little bit of time here left here. Should we play some Levitan Thinks? It was a big hit last time. Everybody loved it. We had some donkey answers from both myself and Peter.
Mine was real bad. I still get made fun of to this day. So.
I don't have any questions. Prepared.
Did you see that someone commented on our YouTube the video that they're like, "Oh, this is an amazing podcast. I give it 5,000 stars."
Oh, that's so good.
I didn't prepare any questions, but I'm willing to be lauded, and I'll try to think of some questions in the meantime.
you have a question, Bales?
Sure. How deep does Peter think the Pacific Ocean is?
Okay, and what unit are we giving this in? Feet,
In
yards,
feet.
meters? Feet?
Yeah, at its deepest point.
Okay.
The Pacific Ocean at its deepest point. Peter's writing something down, right?
Yeah, so I guess I'm on.
Right. You say over under, right? Yeah, you're writing it down, right?
Yeah, so you guys are both guessing what I think, right?
Yeah. I was thinking we were going to do it together. All right. Should I guess?
Go ahead.
20,000 feet.
20,000 feet?
Yeah.
Under.
Under? Oh,
Yeah.
I said 70,000 feet. I think it's super deep, dude. It's crazy. Like,
yeah,
it's
very
black
deep.
down there. You know that we've only explored like 5% of the ocean, something crazy? I saw a TED Talk.
We know more about the surface of the moon than the bottom of the ocean.
It's super, yeah.
It's so deep.
Wait, I want to know the actual right answer to that.
Yeah. It's very deep. Miles.
35,797 feet or meters. I can't remember. What's that sign? I think that's feet. 35,797.
That's 7 miles.
Yeah. You said 70,000.
He did. He said that. I said 20,000. He said under.
Oh, God. All right.
More importantly, how many boxes are in there?
Yeah, that was the worst question ever. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Peter. You have a question?
Sure. All right, I got it. So who am I asking? Bales or Levitan?
Whoever.
All right. Bales. We'll go to Bales. How much do you think the heaviest person in the world weighs in pounds?
I can't look.
So you'll set the line this time, Levitan, and I'll guess over under.
Okay.
I got it.
I think that Bales thinks it is 804 pounds.
Over. Way over.
It's over. It's over. 1,200.
Wow.
I think the heaviest woman weighs like 1,200 pounds.
So many fat fucks.
Didn't you ever watch that? What's that show with the fat people?
The Biggest Loser? No, I don't.
No. There's a show where they can't even move.
Like a freak show type show.
This one lady, she's already not mobile, and her goal is to become the fattest person in the world. She loves this.
I mean, I if you're gonna be that big, just go for it. I think.
All right, I got a question.
Okay, so
Yeah.
no, or whatever, it doesn't matter.
How many? Oh yeah, I asked Peter, right?
Sure.
Peter, how many countries do you think are in the world? In on our planet, on Earth?
On Earth. Oh, this could be bad. My geography is not good. My mom was a geography teacher too. She'd be embarrassed.
I know roughly how many. I'm setting the line, and then you're going over under.
Yeah, I think so.
I know roughly how many there are. I'm going to say that Peter says that there's 200.
I think Peter thinks there's more than 200.
180.
Jesus, I'm so buried in this game.
Hey Scott, this was for $1,000.
I said that in our chat. We're raising the stakes. We didn't specify the stakes, but I think reasonably we can say hundreds are normally used.
Bring out the flow.
10x seems normal for quote unquote raising the stakes. Is that right, Bills?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I'd like to know the answer to that one too, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
One more?
Yeah,
All
so
right. One more here. How?
So you're asking Levitan? And then
Yeah.
I'll ask. Yeah, okay.
How many chickens does Levitan think exist in New Jersey?
New Jersey. Oh.
Live chickens.
Live?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of dead ones too.
Well, obviously there's a lot of dead ones.
There's a lot of dead ones.
All right, I have an answer.
So am I setting the line or you're setting the line? I think you're setting the line, Bills, and I'm guessing over under.
Sure. I'm gonna say he thinks that there's 1 million chickens.
That's a good guess.
It's like Austin Powers, 1 million chickens.
1 million. Oh, gosh. Levitan. I think there's over 1 million chickens. But Levitan is such a conservative guy. You said over, please, Staley. Please say you said over, Levitan.
Is that your guess?
What's your answer?
I'm guessing you. I'm saying over.
I said 40,000.
Damn it.
40,000 chickens?
It's only one state.
40, it's like 40,000.
Oh my gosh. Damn it. I knew to go on.
1 million chickens? How many people are there in New Jersey?
Millions.
How many chickens are in New Jersey? Are you Googling
You
this?
can't Google how many chickens are in New Jersey. They have no idea.
Well, there's 9.8 billion chickens in the U.S. More chickens in the U.S. than there are people in the world, and yet there's 40,000 chickens.
There's only 3 dozen in Jersey.
Oh, God. At least I didn't lose any money on that.
All right, Bales is getting rich again. Nothing new here. Yeah, that was a fun podcast, boys. 40,000 chickens. At least I think Levitan had the most egregious guess.
All right, I'm going to get unstuck tonight. Me and Bales are playing Pac-Man, so I'm going to be able to get unstuck.
No, I don't know about that.
What else are you guys going to do? You going to play some skee ball?
Yeah, we'll play skee ball for money, straight up.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
And maybe some rock, paper, scissors. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll do some fair games, rock, paper, scissors. Pac-Man, though, you guys are close, right?
No, come on.
Oh, you crush it?
We'll see.
Yeah,
No.
it's not even close.
You give me 2-1? I think we agreed on 2-1.
That's
You
fine.
killed me last time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're going to do 2-1.
All right, that's going to do it for another riveting episode. Hopefully, my woman from Trinidad is still there next week. We're able to extend her, in which case I'll be back at Bale's house. If not, and we run bad and we can't get her for next week, I'll sadly be back in my office. For Peter and Bales, signing off from beautiful Northern Liberties, where you heard the train go by multiple times, I'm Adam.